So this is our wall of hearts. Every single heart that you see here was created by one of our families, and it's in honor and memory of their special person that has died. And here at our center, we always say the special person that has died, because we want to help the child accept and understand the idea of death. And for some of our younger clients, when we use different language, it's very hard for them to understand. But as you start to look at our hearts, you'll notice the difference in the artwork from our younger clients, our younger families, and then of course, our teenagers. My job actually entails quite a few responsibilities. Of course, as a counselor, I'm a licensed professional counselor intern. I do work with children and families who have suffered a death loss, and so we go through a therapeutic experience with them, and that can happen through individual counseling, it can happen through family counseling, it can happen through peer support group. We also are a training facility, so we do help to educate the community and professionals on best practices for working with people that are on a grief journey. My undergraduate degree is in theater. I have a BFA, and that is a bachelor's degree in fine arts in acting. And from there, I started teaching, so I have a certification in theater. And then I had some life experiences that happened that led me to start to pursue kind of different avenues in my life. And so I returned back to school and I got my master's degree at Kansas State University, and that is a Master's of Arts with a concentration in drama therapy. From there, I also was connected with different mentors in the creative arts fields, and so that is where I started to explore my play therapy, dance therapy, and things of those nature. So I started to make connections and training in that field. Then I decided to move back to Texas, and so when I did that, it's a little bit more complicated to practice the expressive arts in Texas, so you need licensure. So I had to go back to the classroom for a while to begin my journey back into education. So at that point, that's when I became certified in communication and dance, and I began my studies for my second master's degree. And so I did that here at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and I now hold a master's of education in counseling and guidance. And I am a certified school counselor and an LPC intern. So I'm about 1,000 hours away from being a fully licensed LPC. And I don't want to generalize, but typically in the Rio Grande Valley, because of the cultural belief system about death and sort of not wanting to share outside of the family, a lot of times that there's a common belief that the things that we're struggling with, we need to kind of keep within the household. So oftentimes we don't see families until they're referred to us by either a school counselor or a doctor or somebody of that nature. We do have occasions where families will come to us on their own, but generally they'll have found that there's some sort of distress either at school or for medical reasons, and then they reach out to us. This is our playroom, and so we see clients as young as age 3, and we consider a child from age 3 to 24, and especially for our younger clients, they don't have the verbal skills in order to express themselves, and so we use principles of play therapy, and play is really the natural language of a child. That's how they express themselves, and so this room is really used for them to be able to play out everything that is within them and that they need to get out of their system. You'll also notice we have a stage. As I mentioned, I have a drama therapy background. So you'll notice there are puppets that are very commonly used with our children, and they start to tell stories and act out stories. So we've got the little stage for them to do that. Over here, we also have costumes and props for them to use as they start to enact whatever story they may need to tell or want to tell in that time. And this is our calm space. Grief and really any big emotional expression can be overwhelming at times. In this space, sometimes we'll find the kids, they just snuggle up with a stuffed animal or hide under it. Or if they have a big emotion like anger or frustration that they need to get out, those aren't bad emotions, but we have to be able to direct them somewhere. So they might grab the stuffed animal and start beating it up. And that's okay, because the stuffed animal is a safe place to be able to put that. This is our sand tray room. All these miniatures take on the meaning of whoever is in that space. So I could pick up any particular miniature and I could ask each person what this means, and what it means to me is almost certainly going to be different than what it means to any other individual that I ask. And so all of these individual miniatures get used in the sand to start to create stories and or scenes, and then we start to see. A lot of this happens on a conscious but also subconscious level. Sometimes we don't even understand why we're attracted to the things we are, but later on as we start to examine it, we can start to see what all of this means and help us work through things that, again, maybe we don't even understand why we need it to happen the way we need it to happen, but we do.